Hello, this is David Kozik, Chief Spiritual Officer and Senior Pastor for the LoveMakers Foundation, a cutting-edge spiritual organization that acts both as a church and just as a place of love. Today's talk, being broadcast from our international spiritual headquarters in Lake Arrowhead, California, is entitled Love Pathways for Relationships. Life is about relationships. You cannot have life without relationships. But just as important as those relationships are the pathways between you and the relationships that you create. Some of those relationships you don't really have a choice in. For example, your mother, your father, you come out, that wasn't your choice. Your siblings, not your choice. But basically everything else, including the relationship that you have with yourself, basically you have a choice to set up and create a pathway between yourself and that person or that entity or that activity or that thing or yourself. You have a choice. And today's talk is about relationships and those pathways. This is part of just a small part of our Love Master series that we'll be teaching here coming up in early 2021. But today I want to 2022, but I want to emphasize that today's talk will bring a certain level of profundity because, as Deborah and I say every week, love is the way. You know, in a way, your relationships will define your life, just like love and how much your love and your ability and capacity to love and how much you did love and have loved will define your life and your legacy. The issue is, how do you energize your pathways? Well, you do it by putting more energy into that pathway. So if you have a relationship with a sibling, for example, you put your more energy into that relationship. You're kinder, gentler, non-judgmental, more compassionate. You listen better. Same with, and that applies to anything. And so let's look at some of the relationships. Because how the relationships and your relationships function is really a manifestation on how you treat your pathways, on how you're energizing your pathways. It's sort of like your brain. Your brain has neurons that are connected by synapses, those neural connections. How lit up are those connections? When you get real excited about something, your brain lights up. Those synapses send messages to those neurons that light you up, don't they? That's why I want you to think of the pathways that are there in your life. The pathways that you've created, the pathways that you have yet to create. Love pathways are established by you when you apply energy to that pathway and connect to that person, thing, or idea, or God, or whoever, whatever. So let's take a look at the parent-child relationship. Parent-child relationship, you're born, two people got together, created a child. You have maternal love, motherly love, very strong. I would say some of the strongest love, because that child is coming from the mother. You have a physiological relationship. You have a conscious relationship. You have a psychological relationship. You have a spiritual relationship, because that baby is in that woman's belly for at least 9 months, right? So there's a relationship there. That baby is actually physically part and comes from that woman. Now, it's also created by the father. But the maternal love many times can be classified as unconditional. That is, a mother will love her child no matter what that child does or becomes, that mother's going to love that child. Unfortunately, in life, we have a lot of mothers who don't love their children, don't give their children the attention they need, for whatever reason. What I found in mother-children relationships, however, is that people just do their best. Sometimes they're just not capable of giving love. Sometimes they're not capable of being unselfish. It just depends. Fatherly love, not as close, but yet it was the sperm, it was the creative ability that father did create that person. So there is a connection there. Usually a lot of times develops the older the child gets. But that's a very strong relationship. And many people who don't have proper and nice and wonderful parental relationships, they have problems as adults. And when parents not only don't meet their duty, but they do bad things to their children, that can create, a lot of difficulty in life. Now, and that's one type of love, parental love. Love of your siblings, family, love, grandparents. Again, there's a natural tie there that makes it strong. The one thing I can't understand is why don't family members love each other more? Give your family more love, whoever it is. Don't let your ego get in the way. That's parental love. Give more love to your family. If you look at brotherly love, what Eric Fromm calls brotherly love, it's love of non-familial members. It's love of everyone. Jesus says, actually, turn the other cheek. The second commandment out of the great commandment is love your brother as yourself. In other words, man, woman, child, love one another as you love yourself. That means find love in everybody, in everyone. No matter how good or bad that person is, look inside that person and find their heart. It's in there somewhere. It's the fear paradigm we're living in, so a lot of people are angry, they're overly emotional. Look inside that person. Look at that person's situation. If nothing else, find that love, acknowledge that love, give that person love. It doesn't mean they have to walk over you, it just means give them love, do it with love. Everybody deserves love at some level. As a love maker especially, but it just as any person who's looking at this video, give people more love. Assume and presume the best for each and every person on this planet. Because the more you give, the more you're going to grow. The more you give, the more you're going to become love. That's brotherly love. And your employers in that brotherly love, acknowledge the people you work with. Deborah and I have a very excellent coaching program through our Infinite Coach our Infinite Coach LLC on how to bring love to your corporation to increase profitability. When you start acknowledging the talents and allow the talents of people to grow in an organization, great things are going to happen. Now, let's talk about a relationship that I believe is very important. It's that relationship with God. Do you even believe, are you watching this video, do you believe in God? Do you believe in an infinite source? Is it a personal God? Is it a personal, impersonal God? Is it a panentheistic God? Is it transcendent? What kind of God? Who do you believe in? If you're Christian, obviously, there's the Jesus connection to God. Jewish, if you're Jewish, you have the God connection. Same with Islamic, you have the God connection. Muhammad did recognize Jesus, for example. If you are a Buddhist, you don't necessarily recognize a God, but you recognize that there is enlightenment. That enlightenment, in my opinion, is just bringing God into your heart and enlightening you. What do you believe with God? That could be your most important connection. That connection can be inspired and propelled by prayer, meditation, silence, actions where all your actions are love. If you look at the great saints in the world or the Thomas Mertons in the world, how did they reach that high level of consciousness? By just giving love, by acknowledging God as a full power, by giving love, by living in love, by attempting to become love. One thing I've noticed is that there's going to be a duality if you're not fully engaged in love. You're going to wonder. Mother Teresa wondered, quote, Saint Teresa wondered, hey, look, where's God? She was giving love, doing love, being love, but she never became love. And so there's that little dualistic, where's God? Well, when you become love, you will find that there's something greater than yourself, and you have to go to that to become fully enlightened, to become fully joyful on this planet. You've got to combine God with yourself. You have to find that union. And you can do it through a lot of ways, through traditional prayer, faith, or good works, but you have to take that leap and transition. Or you can become your highest self. You can become love. And believe me, you will find your highest self, and I would wager, for me personally, you will find God. When I talk, a lot of times I wish I was just playing golf for the rest of my life. But when you become divinely inspired, And I want to thank Deborah Kozik for helping divinely bring out the divine inspiration in me. I have to give love. There's no other alternative. I have to be love. There's no other alternative. I have to communicate that love is the way. There is no other alternative in my life. And I don't want there to be any other alternative in your life. I want you to become love, because I know that's the most powerful thing. Now, in the interim, you got to look at another relationship. That's you and yourself. You got to learn to love yourself. First of all, learn to like yourself. Learn to like others and see the good in them. Learn to love others, see the best in them. Learn to love yourself. And that basically means don't judge yourself, just observe. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Get rid of guilt. Accept your behaviors. Just love yourself. Love your actions. Be loving. Take action. You're going to appreciate yourself. It's going to allow you to be confident and have courage and to get what you want in life and to enhance your life. Financially, relationship-wise, health-wise, and just the joyfulness in life. So, pay attention to yourself. Become aware of how wonderful you are as a human being. Become aware that you're one with everything. That energy of and power of the universe is in you. So start to love yourself. And of course, the last step is just to become love. And that's beyond the topic today, but become love. You will find your highest self. You will find God. Now, I want to close this talk, and it just scratches the surface as to the different pathways. But energize those pathways to love. Engage in love constantly, internally and externally. Charge up your relationships, everyone. Light up those pathways between you and your parents, between you and your siblings, between you and your lover. And again, the last thing is romantic, erotic love. It's great. But you've got to go beyond the erotic. You have to go beyond the passionate. Put true love and engage in that love with your partner. It doesn't matter who your partner is. That's a very special relationship. But be love. Give that person unconditional love. Try and understand that person. If you're married, become partners in every way. Love each other. And I'll just say this in closing. I research these things religiously. I live in love each moment of my life the best I can. But I know that love is the way. But I'm going to close with a quote from Krishnamurti, and I'll read it. The moment you have in your heart this extraordinary thing called love, and feel the depth and delight, the ecstasy of it, you will discover that for you, the world is transformed. When you discover the power of love, the beauty of love, the joy of love, give it to all your relationships. Whether it's your lover, your spouse, whoever it is. And again, these days it could be to your group, a group of people. It could be your male and female lover simultaneously. Just give love. Give love. Now I want to bring on somebody who gives love and lives love, Deborah Kozik. And as she comes over here, I just want to know that at this moment, we love our relationships, and the depth of our pathways to love are energized, are enhanced through the energy of the universe, the energy of God, this moment. So it is so, amen. Deborah, come on over. And right now we have a great relationship. It's a love relationship, right?
A love relationship. And we're establishing one with our viewers as well.
Yes, we want to thank you.
Yes, and what a wonderful love message this week, David. Thank you. Love pathways and relationships. A wonderful way to end this week and to bring on more love into relationships to all those going into your weekend. And we want to thank every single one of you, all our viewers and our LoveMakers, for joining us here every Friday and to help us to build on relationships too and building pathways of love for you. And we want to welcome all of our LoveMakers. We have quite a few that joined us this week, and we just want to say thank you. We're creating pathways of love by just engaging in the love.
And we're here for you. We want to do more spiritual counseling. We want to do more prayer work, because we know that when we help fill you up with love, that you'll connect with your highest source. We know that love will heal you. We know that love and love's light will make you more economically and financially enhanced. We know it'll improve your relationships. We know that love is the truth that people have been searching for thousands of years, and that people like Jesus and even Buddha have been trying to communicate. But we're here now, and we're communicating it, and it's working. We are getting more love makers, we're getting more connections, and we're helping more people, and this is what it's all about. It's the love revolution.
Yeah, believing in love and the power that love has to change lives. And so we want to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also check out our website, LoveMakers Foundation, on how you too can become a love maker. Check out our blogs and our every testimonials, things people are sharing and thanking us for the community that we're growing and creating. Pathways of
yes,
love.
and right now, in this point in time, the people watching this video, you who are watching this video, you're part of this. You're going to be bringing love to the world, and there's a lot out there. We have infinite potential, and Deborah and I plan to help us utilize and help you utilize your infinite potential.
Which helps bring out the best in you. And so we want to end this session today just by saying thank you, and to remember every day,
Love is the way.
love is the way. Thank you, David, and thank you, everyone. Love to you all.
Go in love.